We just got a letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. Wonder who it's from. Atheists, thanks for clicking on this video.
Oh, hold on. Give me a second. Here I come. Ow!
It means a lot to me, really. I'm a religious guy who's devoted my life to a God you don't believe in.
Whew, sorry about that. Nice to meet you. What's up with the dress?
I'd like to pose a question to you. It's a very simple question, in fact. You say that you're an atheist, that you don't believe in gods, and I just want to know one thing. Are you a good one?
In all seriousness, this guy's had a lot of responses to this video already, so I'm going to take what I think is a bit of a unique approach. I will rarely answer these questions directly, since enough people have already done that. I won't turn this into malicious mockery either. Instead, I'll try to analyze these questions as he asks them, and see what they reveal about both of our perspectives.
It is more of an exhortation from me to you. This question is not meant to trick you or convert you. I don't have some super genius questions.
I'll also be editing around a lot of the fluff and flavor text so we can zoom straight to the main points. So if you're worried I missed some context, the link to the original video is in the description.
Are you a good atheist? It's a question that I ask with two things in mind. The first being related to morality. There is a particular code of life that one must live. In the case of Catholic Christianity, that code is one of peace and justice, mercy and forgiveness.
Yeah, a bit of a problem. We don't actually agree on what any of those words mean. From my experience with the Christian Church, even when I was a member, peace and mercy are really only afforded to me if I condemn my very existence. Your church would have me believe that I am broken, that I am an enemy, evil, wicked, and doomed to eternal torment, and that I was born that way. To which you offer forgiveness, salvation, but I'm as yet unaware what I've actually done to offend. Is it because I don't know whether God exists and therefore lack belief? Well, I didn't know you existed either until I saw this video. Should you punish me for that? Is eternal torment truly a form of justice? Because to me that seems more like revenge.
It is our faith that at least informs us when we do these things and gives us and reminds us a moral code to live by. Now, as someone who doesn't have this foundation, who doesn't believe in a God or adhere to a religion, there is no superstructure making this demand on your life. No one telling you how to live in certain situations.
You know, we do actually still live in a society. Laws still apply even to us atheists. We are members of a social species evolved to have empathy and the capacity for philosophy, and it's that philosophy that can help us to keep our laws in check. We still have a superstructure, even without God. So, since by your own admission, faith does not prevent one from acting in cruel ways...
Now, Lord knows we don't always live up to our founder and have actually done some pretty atrocious things through the years.
I have to wonder what it actually offers on this front.
Even though there may be no eternal reward or punishment, even though you're free to do whatever you want, do you choose the virtuous path that benefits not only you, but others? I hope so.
Virtue, help. We don't agree on what these things mean either. At least not entirely. See, since I don't believe in a soul, I have no interest in attempting to save one. But what I can do is see a man on the street who needs a hand and give it to him. I can see systemic injustices that cause real harm to people, and I can fight to end them, at least as much as I'm able to. I'm sure you do this too. But what happens from the pulpit, as far as I'm concerned, is a waste of time. With the church's ability to organize people, you could be the biggest push for workers' rights, racial justice, healthcare, which I know are issues you in particular care about. But instead, churches tend to pick it outside of an abortion clinic screaming about Satan, or shaming people for being born wrong. And perhaps that's a caricature of your beliefs, but it's a tendency I can't ignore, and one I would hardly call virtuous.
Of course, the word good points to more than just a sense of morality. It also represents an evaluation of aptitude. When I ask if you're a good atheist, I want to know if you're good at being an atheist. Have you read the critical atheist thinkers of history? People like Nietzsche, Sartre, Feuerbach, Heidegger, people who really ask the challenging questions, who pose thoughtful insights of the world. Have you read for yourself the works of real theologians, people articulating our beliefs in the best way we know how? Karl Rahner, John Henry Newman, Joseph Ratzinger, Augustine of Hippo, Henri de Lubac.
This is the part that made me want to reply. Because I feel it points to a certain level of privilege. Not everyone has the time or the money or even the education to go through all of these works that you've listed. Heck, the only reason I've read as much religious text as I have is because I used to be Christian, and leaving the faith was an incredibly difficult process for me. I'm very lucky to have been able to read some of the texts that you've listed, even if only in part. Might I ask, though, would it be fair of me to wander down to my local trailer park, knock on the door of the first one I see with a cross in the window, and demand to know if they've read the works of Thomas Aquinas? And if not, accuse them of being a bad Christian? Well, no. In fact, I would consider that to be cruel. Being well-read does not make you good, and I think it's rather revealing that you would define people in that way.
I ask all of this not to be accusatory, at least not overly accusatory, but to simply challenge you to go deeper in your thought.
If by some miracle you've actually managed to stumble upon this video, I want you to understand that I've not said any of this stuff as an insult. I genuinely want to invite you to reevaluate your priorities, because statements like this,
People of faith need you to be good atheists.
are pretty awful when you believe that I'm doomed to hell.
Peace and good to you, Father Casey.
Hey, wait a minute.
Have you read for yourself the works of real theologians, people articulating our beliefs in the best way we know how? Karl Rahner, John Henry Newman, Joseph Ratzinger, Augustine of Hippo, Henri de Lubac.
You didn't mention the Bible here.
In the best way we know how.
Do you think those men are more convincing than the Word of God? Oh no.